Hello, and thank you so much for considering entering the Chaos Cards Arkham Nights Costume Contest 2022. In this video, we will walk you through the entry process, fully explain the terms and conditions, and hopefully answer many of your questions to make things as straightforward as possible. But before we begin, we want to have a word about promo cards. We have been giving away the promo cards from our Games Enter Swag Haul video in competitions, as it is our birthday this month. So when the UK promo cards arrived, we immediately noticed a difference. They don't have the rounded corners that we are used to, some of them are miscut or damaged, and the cardstock definitely doesn't match up. Because Arkham Nights is traditionally organised with very little lead time, particularly internationally, it is hard to keep things uniform across the different territories. It's not anyone's fault. But we didn't want this small factor to reflect badly on Chaos Cards, so at our own expense we have replaced these with those of the same quality issued at the official event in the Games Enter in the US. So if you are a UK store organising a sanctioned Arkham Nights event and would like 50 additional promo cards for your attendees, please reach out to us. Now let's talk you through the entry process. When you have taken your pictures, you need to email them to us at the address on the screen on or before the 30th of November 2022. In the subject line, put Costume Contest 2022. You will also need to answer 7 questions. Hopefully you can just cut and paste them from the video description. Because we want as many people to enter as possible, the first 3 questions help us measure that. It is totally fine if this is your first or 50th cosplay. You are just as deserving of a prize as anyone else who enters, and much more than those who didn't enter. Again, we don't mind if you are a newbie or a pro. We just want to know how successful we have been in encouraging people to participate. We would prefer if you did. You don't have to make a costume specifically for this event, but it would be great if you could take some fresh pictures for us. It also helps discourage anyone who would try and enter by stealing other people's pictures from the internet. If you answer yes, we will try and give you card game prizes, like the playmats, promo cards and scenarios. If you answer no, then we will try and give you books and board games. No one wants a useless prize, apart from Mr. eBay. If it is from a game component, then it will tell you their name and usually if they are an investigator, an ally or an enemy. If you don't know, but you just like the art, please attach a picture of the original art and we will do our best to do some detective work. Woman on front of Mythos pack is a perfectly adequate answer to this question. This helps us track down the original art if you haven't been able to attach it to your entry or don't know the name of the art or who is being depicted. We mean the actual product itself, that you found the image you are using to base your costume on, down to the expansion. Because some investigators have had makeovers and this Roland Banks pose is very different to this one. You don't have to list all of the products they have ever appeared in, just the one where we can find them. This confirms you are eligible to enter the competition and gives us a heads up if there are any issues shipping things to your part of the world that we can work with you to solve. The last one is just a reminder to add your attachments, as we always forget. If you need to use multiple emails to attach all the photos of a single costume, that is fine. It would be great if you could include a copy or photo of the original you are inspired by. You can right-click images from ArkhamDB or other internet sources. Some people create a little split-screen image of their costume, but we have no artistic skills, so we don't expect you to have any either. Hopefully that makes everything clear and simple. If you have questions, you can email us or use the comments section of this here video. So why do we need an FAQ? Well, this is the first costume contest we have ever run and we want your experience as an entrant to be as smooth as possible. You certainly can, and we would be grateful to anyone who does, as we probably won't get many entries considering how close the closing date is. The more times you enter, the more chances of winning you have, particularly with those secret prizes. You can even enter more than once in the same category if you like. Each different costume should be in a different email, however. Yes, yes, and yes! Costumes are 3-dimensional and it helps us see the thought and effort you have put in and makes us want to reward you with prizes. It also weeds out any crazy people who steal other people's pictures and claim them as their own, or try and Photoshop their heads onto other people's cosplays. Not that we are expecting any of that kind of stuff, but apparently it happens. Between 3 and 5 pictures would be absolutely great. You can if you want to, particularly if there are multiple characters in the original image, but prizes are awarded per entry, not per person in the picture. As long as you're fine with that, go for it. Do make sure you have the permission of all the people in the photo though. Nope. If you made something for Arkham Nights or a Halloween party years ago and want to dust it off and take some pictures, then that is perfectly okay. No, if your talented friend, partner, fellow UFO abductee made it with you or for you, that is totally acceptable. If you bought it, that is equally suitable. Although, let us know of places selling Arkham costumes so we can buy some for the channel. No, you can't, not even with their permission. It needs to be you in the costume or them emailing us their own entry. Potentially all of them if you are the only person that enters our competition, or half of them if we only get 2 entries. At the last count there were 7 big prizes, not counting the Arkham Horror or the books or the 50 promo cards, so you might as well give it a go, right? Absolutely not. We only need your address if we are going to send you a prize. We don't want any more personal information than absolutely necessary, and we will never use your email for spam or pass it on to anyone else unless required. Oh boy, we don't really have any. That is why we created all those participation prizes that awarded themselves. However, we need to recognise who or what you are dressing up as. If we just don't see the resemblance or it is clear that you haven't put in any effort or are doing something in bad faith, we will disqualify you. To get awarded a big prize, we will look for effort, enthusiasm, originality and humour and pick which ones stand out. Sorry it's not more technical with percentages and graphs, but this year's theme is participation. Because they are the only people allowed to enter the official Fantasy Flight Games 2022 social media Halloween costume contest. Our event was created so that people excluded from that contest could participate in their own event. It is meant to complement the official competition, not compete with it. We feel very strongly that gamers all over the world should have the same opportunities, and this is us putting our money where our mouth is. And other people's money. Thanks, Chaos Cards! You can leave them in the comments below or email us and we will do our best to respond as soon as we can, which may not be immediately, as we could be making videos, attending an Arkham Nights event or lying down in a darkened room, as this whole thing was way more stressful than we could have imagined. Hey, unlike your long-suffering chroniclers, you are free to leave this video at any time. We do have some terms and conditions and you can read them yourself or stick around while we explain them. As we mentioned, this is our first ever costume contest and we want it to go as well as possible with everyone having a trouble-free experience. Plus, this is an international competition, so not everyone is a native English reader, so we want to be super helpful. It's not 4 pages of legal jargon, we promise. Hopefully we have explained why. It's not our decision. Maybe one day the official contest will be open to everyone and we never need to do this again. As long as it is Wednesday the 30th of November or before in your local time when you submit your entry, you should be good. We won't close the competition until midday GMT on Thursday the 1st of December to make sure any last minute entries get included. That's right, email! You can post your pictures on social media as a work in progress or to get advice or to show off if you want. If you like hashtags, you can use Arkham for Life. That is what we'll be using, assuming we remember. One of the great things about the Arkham Files games is that you can step into the shoes of people who are different to you, but think carefully before you make your selection of who to portray, and do reach out to us or the wider Arkham community if you want advice on what is acceptable. This is a costume contest only. So we may tell people you have won a prize by posting your pictures on our Twitter or in other Arkham places on the internet, but we will contact you personally via email by replying to your entry message. Unlike the official contest and most contests, we don't require you to give up all claim to your work. We want you to be able to share it with your friends, on social media accounts, in your portfolio or wherever. You grant us a license to use the photos you submit to us for future content we make. For example, if we create a compilation image or a video of the winners or the entrants. Or make future videos about costume contests, Arkham Nights, or as examples of cosplay like the other images we have featured in this here video. We promise to be respectful and not sell your images on or anything like that. Chaos Cards also have a limited right to share your images, as they will probably want to show off who won the amazing prizes they generously donated. If you win something, we will need your address to get it to you, or we may need to give it to Chaos Cards for them to get it to you. We also care about carbon miles here at the Arkham Chronicle, so if it is more practical to get a local vendor in your country to send you something, we will work with you to explore that option. This is generally standard legal blurb for contests. We can't think of anything that would go wrong or cause a disagreement, but you must agree to abide by our decisions if you want to enter this competition. Again, we aren't anticipating any cheaters, but just in case it looks like someone may be submitting pictures that someone else has posted on the internet under a different name, we may need to investigate as to who those images actually belong to. And that's it. You should certainly shove off now, as we are certainly going to.